We do it every Wednesday, strip back the big stories in football with the biggest names in football. Jason Dunstall's here, four-time premiership player for the Hawks, and Damien Barrett is here, and he is, at the moment, Chief, one of the biggest names in football because he's taken on Big Ed.
Number one antagonist in the football industry right now, Damien Barrett.
Who, Eddie?
Chasing the biggest scalps as well. Damo, what possessed you? What possessed you to take him on?
Nothing possessed me to take him on. It was just a very topical story of the week, Jason. As you know, there was a feud going on at Collingwood about Mick Moldhouse and Eddie Maguire, and Eddie, I think, contributed to that in a very big way, and it was all about the succession plan, which has blown up in Eddie's face, and I just thought it was time also to have a look at whether Eddie's got a succession plan, given he's been in this job for 14 years.
Well, this is what Ed had to say in reply to Damo's article.
Damien Barrett, who's he? Damien Barrett should hand in his position on the show that I created, The Footy Show.
And went on to say that I should be, should be drug tested. Ed. So, yeah.
He said
I've just come back from the testers, actually, JB. So.
He said a few other things, like pull your head in, but also said that you have a really close friendship with Mick Moldhouse. Is this true?
I got on pretty well with Mick, but I thought I got on pretty well with Eddie too. But,
Not anymore.
No, I wouldn't have thought anymore. And, of course, you also mentioned the fact that they'd just bypassed this whole Collingwood story on Ed's own show.
Well,
Which I think he also got a bit bristly about.
I thought we were told that we're going to be told what happened on Eddie's show, Eddie Maguire, tonight, and then he either overlooked it, JB, or missed it, but it was the biggest story going around, and it was either overlooked, Jason, or missed. I don't know, one of the two. And it was his own show, and it's been the biggest story all week. And look, he's contributed to it being as big as it is, and we're still talking about it, as we know, on Wednesday night, and it's got a bit of life left yet.
Very few people take on Big Ed. How do you expect it to end?
It was always going to end in some response from Eddie, and Bill just played me the audio before on the website. I hadn't seen him say it. I'd been read back to me what he did say, but yeah, he was always going to come back, wasn't he, Bill?
He was, but it was tongue-in-cheek.
I think there was an element of that, yeah.
And in jest, it's fair to say. But there was a little jab there for you, too, to say who's the top dog.
Well, he also said he started the Footy Show, didn't he? So I've got to give that job up too, do I, Bill? I need to be drug tested, give the Footy Show job up.
Are you going to hand in your resignation at the Footy Show?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
No, you're not.
Oh, well, maybe I might be asked to.
I think you're fairly safe there, people. Don't worry about that.
James just said he's fairly safe, so someone else is calling the shots now, Bill, are they? There's a new boss.
Yeah, there is. Jim and
new gun in town.
I don't think
Jason,
there are too many problems there for the
Jim.
Jason, just on the issue of presidents staying on, and he's been there, this is his 14th year. Your president, formerly, Jeff Kennett, decided and wrote into the Constitution that it was a 6-year maximum term for a number of reasons. Ed's already 8 years beyond that time frame.
Different horses for different courses, I think. I think it's great to rejuvenate and get fresh blood into an organisation, but I think you also perhaps need to leave yourself an out, because every now and then spectacular people come along that can be the best in what they do for a club for a long period of time. And I don't think just for the sake of turning them over, you get rid of those sort of people.
I think Damo, and Ed doesn't need me to defend him, he is potable on a lot of fronts because he sticks his chin out a long way, Ed. He always has. But you can't pot him on being the president of a footy club. His role at that place has been unbelievable.
Coming from a president.
Yeah. No, he got to be...
Please, Jim.
Fair play.
When he
has
got there,
been unbelievable.
We forget how badly Collingwood was going when he got there. I mean, we wrote about it at the time and we knew it was a terrible place, but it was really, really bad. We talk about what's happening or what has happened at Melbourne. It in some ways was as bad, if you want to compare, how bad the situation was. And he's got them out of that. He's got them into grand finals, and he's got them into a premiership. So there's absolutely no doubt he's been good.
Second best performing
Jim,
president.
do you understand the irony of those comments? Oh, you can't pot him for being president of a footy club.
No, I didn't say that. I'm saying it's
exactly what you said.
He leads with his chin in all fronts.
Yeah, and then you said, but you can't pot him for being president of a footy club.
For the job he's done as president.
Have you got someone to replace you?
Yeah, lots.
Yeah, when?
I don't know.
When are you going to come out with a date?
I think they've got a wood duck on standby, Bill.
Humphrey Bear.
Not about me, Bill.
Better not mention teddy bears, actually.
We don't talk about that sort of stuff. Now, Damo,
hang on. You just said there's more life in the Ed and Mick.
Yes.
Ed v Mick, did you? Surely it's done and dusted.
There's more life in the Collingwood story, Bill, yeah.
What?
There's more life to come with it, no doubt. There's a bit going on still.
Have you got something new?
Well, let's have it.
Working on it.
Oh.
Might have to watch Thursday night to cop that.
Well, why not bring it up
not
here?
good enough here
Well,
on Triple M?
it mightn't be
got to the
properly
bottom of it.
formulated, Chief.
Yeah, Bill.
Have we ever let facts get in the way of a story here on Triple M?
Well, certainly not where it's about you.
I thought Nathan Buckley put the fire out pretty well the other
He did
day.
it beautifully.
He did.
He did it really, really well. And he has from July 2009 and maybe his whole career. But when that deal was struck for him to take over from McMoldhouse, from that moment on, he has been unbelievably good with what he says publicly. And I think a few others at the club haven't, including Ed, who I think's inflamed the whole Mick Malthouse thing up to a degree, JB, that I didn't think he had to do. I think he could have made all these points that he made, but just without the venom.
Oh, so there's
All right.
more.
We're going to take a little break because we've done the Collingwood thing.
I'm done.
No, Chief.
Chief.
Lots more to discuss with you. Plenty more.
Hang around a bit
Why are you
longer.
dressed up, Chief?
I've been working, Damo.
Never seen you in a suit before.
Yeah, looking
Just
very
a
corporate, Chief.
cashy?
No.
Let's go to a
And
song.
hang on,
No, you're the only one that does cashies anymore, Bill.
Once we're finished
Not
on air-
anymore.
Once we've finished on air at 6, Chief, we've got about another 45 minutes of pre-recording stuff after that too. So you happy with that?
Good luck with that.
For a beer with Still Blue.
Gary Ablett, Bill. I'm going to throw this one at
yes.
you. You've seen as much, if not more, of him than anyone. Is he got better? In the first 3 games this season, is he taken his game to another level?
Well, he has. He's fitter. He's had a good pre-season. He said that. He's come out and said he's had a really good pre-season, 40 possessions for the last 3 games and the last game last year, so 4 in a row. And I read a good article. I'm not sure who wrote
It's a
it.
great article. If you're the one you're referring to, well, I think
David
you are.
King, was it? Or someone?
Joel Selwood today in The Age wrote a really, really good piece
did?
on Gary Ablett.
No, not that one. But
Well, that was really good. You should read it.
But what it was about, that is he wearing himself out now, doing everything, taking on everything, the captaincy and winning possessions and tackling and running himself into the ground, that when they do become a good side in 2 or 3 years, he'll be all worn out and won't be as good player.
Why will he be worn out?
Because he's doing everything now. He's the only
But
player
that's what
they've
good
got.
players do, mate.
No,
You've given David King's view there just a disdainful treatment, haven't you then, Jason?
No, not at all.
I didn't mind the article. I thought it had a bit of merit in it.
Kingy's very good at looking at things from a different angle,
Yes.
and I agree. But the great players are great because they produce and they do it week in, week out, and they do it year in, year out. And that's what Gary Ablett does. And I think he's almost enhanced his reputation since leaving Geelong, where a lot of people doubted. They said, he's not going to have the good players around him. Stuff that. He's the best going around because he works his bum off,
Yes.
and because he does it week in, week out, and because he does it in a team that's getting smashed. He's doing everything he possibly can. You couldn't lead by example any better than what Gary Ablett's doing. And I don't think you have any notion of saying, well, I better pace myself just so I don't wear myself out in a couple of years' time. He loves the game. He plays it the way he
does.
plays it, and he does that every week.
He's untaggable. Do you run anyone with him?
Well, I think you do, but the fact is a lot of teams look at the Gold Coast and they say, well, we'll just play our structures and our style of football, so he probably doesn't get tagged as much as when he actually played at Geelong.
Yeah, no doubt
We
about
just
that.
had the great Dennis Lilly in here. He looks like DK circa 77 opening the bowling for Dramana. That's how much better he is than anyone else. He's playing in his side at the moment. He is an absolute freak.
And
Gary
kicking goals from the boundary, he just kicks. He doesn't miss. He is unbelievable. Great to watch.
Although I have my doubts that even DK, would he have got any runs at Dramana?
Well,
He was ordinary with the.
Well, we did talk to
with
him
the stick
about
in his
that.
hand.
He had a 73 not out, his
He
best
did.
return,
He
at,
did.
I think at the Lords actually in a Test match.
But let's be honest, Glenn McGrath has a 50 to his name, doesn't he?
Gillespie's got a 200.
He does. His last Test innings, I think, Bill. Just back on Ablett, one of the points Joel Selwood made in the article was that it would have cut as deep as things can cut on Gary Ablett not playing in that grand final last year.
Did he?
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, because he's still very close with the boys down there at Geelong.
Yep.
And I'm just waiting for him to quit and come back to the Cats. Which wouldn't surprise me. But he's
Walk away from
Surprise the
1.5.
hell out of me, yeah. Take $1 million pay cut.
He's very and he loves winning. And he's a good winner, and he loves winning. And losing the way they have been would really cut him up. And to see his mates and a team that he played for, obviously, win a grand final would cut him.
And professionally, would it hurt him even just deep down that they did it without him?
Yep.
No. As he would he have, when he left, would he have thought they could win a flag without
No,
him?
he would have left thinking maybe they've run the race.
Yep.
No doubt about it. Who's a better player, his old man or him, Chief?
Well, you're comparing
No,
apples
just
with
go
oranges.
with it.
You're comparing apples with oranges.
They're both against the brick wall in the schoolyard
Yeah,
at their
that way.
absolute best. Who do you take?
You can take his old man.
It's the only way to
Are you
sort
kicking
these
it in the
things
air
out.
or putting it on the ground?
It's the only way to sort these things out.
Well, it's in the air, I'll take senior. It's on the ground, I'll
You've got
take
one
junior.
pick, and you've got to pick it in 5 seconds.
Is it a windy day or is it a good day?
It's a bogus question
Well,
from two bogus blokes.
Who do you take, Bill? Who do you take, Bill?
I'd take his old man
So would I.
for pure excitement to play alongside. The decoy played there alongside him, mate, and loved playing with him.
Well, Jim, do you want $10 million in cash or a $10 million diamond? Which would you prefer?
Yeah, exactly.
You'd take either, would
I'm
you?
with you,
Give us
Chief.
an answer,
I'm with you.
Jace.
A couple of
stupid.
bogus
Just give
blokes
us an answer.
talking rubbish.
Stupid
Carlton,
bloody question.
Stop describing yourself, Bill.
Carlton Essendon, Chief, is going to be magnificent Saturday afternoon. The Blues, are they the real deal?
Oh, you have to say yes.
Oh,
You
now
have
you're
to say
jumping
yes.
on board.
I've been on board, mate. I had them in my top 4 and I've got no reason to change. But the way they dismantled Collingwood last week was a little bit scary. They are a very quick-looking side, so it's going to take a very good effort to beat them at the moment.
I've got another question for you, and
this
please
will
take
help.
it for what it is. Who has the deepest midfield in the competition? Well, good question, Bill. Good question. I like it.
Probably Carlton at the moment.
Yes, there we go, and that's why they're up there.
Okay. You just validated yourself, did you?
Well, I like the question.
A couple of other things I want to ask you about, Chief. Firstly, your great friend and ours, Dermie Brereton at Greater West Sydney Training. How did you think that went?
I haven't seen footage of it. How did he go? I tell you what he will do. He will be able to impart some wisdom, some genuine craft. The danger is confusing them. Because sometimes, as we all know, Dermot knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But sometimes he'll take 1,000 words to say it when 10 would have done the job. And 990 of those will be I, or me, or this is how I do it. But you know I'm only joking, Dermot.
He was at training and bumping into him and doing all that.
He loved getting physical with them
Yeah,
too.
well, he would. Yeah.
Well, he need to take Izzy Folau through his career before he just gets to teaching.
Just needs to keep it simple for Izzy, I reckon.
Now, the other thing, Dave, I might head your way with this one. I have a little bit of paper in front of me here that says fronting Foxtel's, this is the Olympics, of course, fronting Foxtel's second studio chief
Here we go.
will be former track and field athlete and Sky News presenter Tiff Cherry, don't Chief? Fox Sports presenter Adam Peacock, Sarah Jones.
This is the second studio.
This is the second studio.
I want to know why he's not in the first, but
And Jason Dunstall.
They're actually called Studio Green and Studio Gold, not 1 and 2, mate.
No, it's 2.
Well,
It says, what's it say? Jim?
Second studio, it says on the bit I'm looking at here.
It doesn't
Chief.
tell you the name.
who's in the number 1 studio, JB?
Eddie Maguire, Matt Shervington, Tracy
mate.
Holmes, Brendan
Well,
Julian, BJ.
What you'll find
Jared
is
Whiteley.
in one of the studios, Jim, there are 2 people, and in the other studio there is 1 person.
So, Chief, does this mean you're going to be in London or are you back here? What are you doing?
Everything Foxtel's doing is over there, mate.
Oh,
Absolutely
hello,
every
Chief.
part of the coverage, 8 channels, every gold medal live.
High definition?
Everything's in high.
Beautiful.
That's all we do, mate.
Beautiful.
We don't muck around with this other rubbish that some of the others go with.
30-second little spot there where nothing's said.
Listen to Bill. He's amusing himself.
You seriously, you've got to get rid of the deadwood around here, mate.
Now, Chief,
I liked it, Bill.
Chief,
30 seconds of nothing.
I like the thought of that because I will be over there myself. I won't be in any second studio. I'll be out at venues.
You're out doing the rowing, is that right?
Yeah, I'm not up to hosting. I'm out at the bloody.
Who are
I'm
you
being booted
calling
out of
with?
the venues. But Chief, what I would hope is that once I'm finished and you're finished, as old mates, we can hook back together and head down to the last lap or something, Chief.
The last, well, I'll tell you what I'll do, mate. Have your phone on you and I'll give you a bell.
Very, very nice to catch up with these two gentlemen, Bill.
Yes.
Do a great job of the Wednesday rub. We
And
thank them very
Damo,
much.
good luck with that. Anything you're going to
The
say
last
anything?
parting
Or-
shot,
yes.
Damo.
No,
before we-
it's all as we said, Bill. Everyone's got an opinion, and we all express it. And Ed's done it, and he's been the best
mate.
there's been on TV in a new sense.
I'd be listening to the hot breakfast in the morning, Purple, because I imagine that they'll back over what we've just said.
Oh well,
And
Oh, well.
Can I just say that one of those
I'll get
questions
back
you
on
asked,
Twitter later
Bill,
on then, JB.
one of the questions you asked actually was good.
Yeah.
I think you're coming along.
Gary Ablett Sr.
I think you're coming along okay.
which question did you like?
About the depth of midfield.
There you are, Bill.
Yeah, I like
the other
that.
one was
There's
ridiculous.
a bit of something to go with.
Yeah.
Jason Dunstall, Damien Barrett, great pleasure to have him in for the Wednesday Rub.